Hey, this is Joey and Mike from Powerbomb Weekly. The video you're about to watch right now does not have all the fancy stuff here on YouTube, and I apologize deeply. Life has been getting in the way, and it's more important to me that you get the video here now instead of just waiting 3 to 4 weeks before I can get it out. I apologize, but keep up, and we'll be back to the fancy stuff soon. Thanks a lot for understanding.
More content in the future. Thank you, guys.
So now we're going to talk about Ring of Honor and SmackDown. Ring of Honor will be very quick. Welcome to our Ring of Honor SmackDown.
SmackDown will also be equally as quick, and we'll explain why in a second.
Yeah, so Ring of Honor, they started. It is back. They have started taping their program again. So Ring of Honor does. We'll have 2 matches a week. For us locally, it shows up on ABC on 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock Saturday nights.
Okay.
So Jonathan Gresham, who is the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, had a match against Joe Keys. Joe Keys was in the tournament. He is pretty good. 12 minutes and 41 seconds into the match, so I think it went a while. They get 30 minutes for a championship match. But Jonathan Gresham, who is known as the Octopus, he did submit Joe Keys after 12 minutes and 41 seconds. They do the pure wrestling where you only get 3 rope breaks. If you use an open fist twice, you get ejected. If you use an open fist twice in a match, you get ejected. And if anyone interferes on your behalf in a match, you are thrown out of the company.
Be a closed fist.
Closed fist. Sorry.
I was like, so I can't slap the man, but I can punch him as hard as I want?
Yeah, so pure championship matches are really, really exciting, actually. Then you had Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett has found a new home. Wrestled Beer City Bruiser and Bryan Malonis. And they won. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett won.
My God, the Ring of Honor class has just been gutted, haven't they?
Well, they still have Dalton Castle. They still have Silas Young. They still have Gresham. They still have Jay Lethal. There are some good wrestlers. There's Shane Taylor is actually
okay, but they also have people there called like, what was his name, like Meat Boy Sandwich or something, right? Or
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Yes. Okay.
I thought Leon Ruff was Cheeseburger. All right, so then we get to SmackDown.
Okay, so SmackDown is going to be real quick for a couple reasons.
1, I didn't watch it.
2, I started to watch it, and my wonderful human being decided that he did not want to watch it. So I did not get to finish SmackDown between the starting of my new position and the Rumble and trying to watch Raw. So basically SmackDown, we're just going to call it, okay? The one thing I do want to say is that this starts off again with Daniel Bryan in the ring talking about how cool everything is, and Michael Cole says the Yes Movement is in full effect. And I wrote down, no, it is not. The Yes Movement is dead because they buried it. A whole bunch of stuff happens, and then basically the Raw guys are going to come in tonight, and we're going to have a whole bunch of Raw and SmackDown guys fighting. They try to cover this up by saying this is the inter-brand quarterly, where they are allowed to mix. Realistically, the fact is it looks like about half the damn roster is being tested and quarantined for COVID. Keith Lee, we miss you.
We miss you a lot.
Because out comes Omos, and then randomly Omos speaks for some reason. AJ calls him his personal Colossus, and then Omos apparently walked into some sort of equipment backstage. I don't know if you know anything about this, because on his forehead, he had the clear bandage across his forehead, and it was still bleeding because you could see this big red, bright, leaking stain across his forehead for a while. And it took us a minute because I was like, at first I was like, is that a dead pixel on the TV? And Sean was actually there watching, and he's like, no, that's a bandage. You can see the clear outline. And then once I focused on it, I was able to see, yeah, I don't know if he walked into something backstage or not, but his head was just bleeding. Okay, a bunch of shit happened. Basically, everybody's going to fight. A whole bunch of shit happened. Everybody's going to fight. There's a whole bunch of stuff backstage. Everybody's going to fight. Bianca Bel Air versus Bayley. They call this the most important match of Bel Air's young career. They were wrong. They should have waited 2 days. This was stupid. They did a weird foot on the rope spot where the idea is Bel Air's going to pin her, and then Bayley's going to kick her foot out and hit on the ropes. Bayley was not in the position to do it, so Bianca literally had to lean into her and pick her leg over to get it onto the ropes. That's how it looked like with the camera shot. Cover this shit up. You're in the Thunderdome. You can reshoot things. If they don't look good, Kevin Dunn, you make a shit ton of money. Keep these people looking great. And then, Bianca won. She hit her with the crazy kiss of death, like that move that she has. Looked awesome. I honestly wrote down this was a 2.5, maybe 3-star match, but it was fine. It was absolutely fine. Oh, by the way, Bailey talked about this, and we will talk about the thing on the Rumble. I said we're gonna go fast. I apologize.
We're doing all right.
Bailey and Cole are having a spat thing, and she said on the Broken Skull sessions that the reason she started doing this is because we are getting the over-pumped in crowd noise that sounds so horribly bad, like static, bad, drowning out noise. They actually aren't playing that over the intercom speakers while they're there, so they can hear the commentary team at ringside calling their match. So Cole goes, Bailey's just jealous of Bianca's success, and Bailey goes, I'm not jealous, Cole! It was... Everything since watching that session has just endeared Bailey to me in such a weird way that it started to make sense, everything that she did and why she did it and how she's acting the way she is. And she has just become this amazing heel that is literally being taken. She's taking the little that they're giving her and turning it into so much. And I really think that maybe they're investing in her because they realize if we give this girl an inch, she takes it a mile. Like, she is a rock star right now on this show. King Corbin beats the fuck out of Dominic.
Hey, but they're going to do it, they're doing it Ray's way.
By the way, Dominic jumped Corbin at the start of the match. This is a problem we're going to talk about with the baby faces once we get to Raw as well, if you remember to remind me. You know what, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and just go for it now. The baby faces keep jumping and sucker punching the heels. Did you know that Corbin is a former Golden Gloves boxer?
I never heard that.
I
think you told me that earlier.
This is where I ran out of notes. So, just win or loser. Just go for it.
So, the next match was Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. It ended up in a disqualification when Big E and Sammy got involved. So then the match became Big E and Daniel and Nakamura versus AJ, Cesaro, and Sammy. That went to a DQ, so then they restarted the match again with Big E, Daniel Bryan, Otis, Sheamus, and Nakamura.
What you're telling
versus AJ, Cesaro, John Morrison, Sami Zayn, and The Miz.
So what you're telling me is I turned this off at the right time.
And then the winner was Sheamus pinning Sami Zayn. So it went from a 1-on-1 to a 6-person tag to a 10-person tag match.
You can see who was tested negative for COVID. Is that it for SmackDown?
That is for SmackDown. Next.
Okay. I remember everybody saying that this was the best SmackDown that they've seen in a while, and a lot of people were saying it's because they didn't have to put up with Roman. Rumble.